96% will fail this rare British classic car quiz. Fancy a stroll down memory lane? Spark a bit of nostalgia with this quiz of bestsellers of the 1970s. For each car shown, see if you can name it before the multiple choice options appear. Score 5 points for each correct answer without hints, and 2 points if you need the options, but still guess it right. The final question at the end will show the #1 best-selling car in the UK of the 1970s. Trust me, it will be a surprise. Can you guess them all? Round 1. A. 1973 Humber Scepter Mark III. B. 1971 Morris Marina. C. 1974 Austin 1800. Or D. 1970 Ford Cortina Mark II. Alright, the correct answer is A. 1973 Humber Scepter Mark III. The route exemplifies badge engineering, with 19 distinct versions produced. The Hillman Hunter was the most popular version of the Arrow, and the GLS version was the most successful and is highly sought after today. Earlier Humber models were often used by the British government, including the Humber Super Snipe, which was a favourite of Winston Churchill during World War II. Round 2. A. 1971 Vauxhall Forenza. B. 1973 Ford Capri. C. 1972 Triumph Dolomite Sprint. Or D. 1971 Austin Marina Coupe. The correct answer is B. 1973 Ford Capri. The Ford Capri was marketed as a European equivalent to the Ford Mustang, offering similar style and performance at a much lower price. In the 1975 film Brannigan, John Wayne's character commandeers a Ford Capri in a daring chase through London. One of the most memorable scenes features the Capri making a dramatic jump over the opening Tower Bridge, a cinematic moment that showcased the car's agility and cemented its place in film history. Round 3. A. 1975 Ford Escort Mark I. B. 1970 Vauxhall Viva H. C. 1971 Morris Marina. Or D. 1970 Hillman Avenger. If you picked D, 1970 Hillman Avenger, you are right. Over 750,000 Avengers were eventually built, and many were exported to America, where they were badged as the Plymouth Cricket. In mainland Europe, Scandinavia was also a popular destination for the Avenger, where the Sunbeam badge was used. The Avenger's name was chosen to convey strength and resilience, fitting its role as a tough, everyday car. If you like this quiz, please subscribe if you want to play the next quiz. Round 4. A. 1971 Austin 1300. B. 1979 Morris Marina. C. 1971 BMC 1100, 1300. Or D. 1974 Austin 1800. The correct answer is C. 1971 BMC 1100, 1300. The last version of the ADO 16 to be built in Britain was the Vanden Plas luxury version, which rolled off the production line in June 1974. Princess Anne owned a Vanden Plas Princess 1300, showcasing the car's appeal to British royalty. Many public sector organisations, including the police and government departments, use the ADO 16 for daily transport, further cementing its status as a trusted British car. How many have you got right so far? Round 5. A. 1973 Austin Allegro. B. 1975 Morris Marina. C. 1975 Ford Escort Mark II. Or D. 1971 Vauxhall Viva. The correct one is A. 1973 Austin Allegro. The Austin Allegro, often dubbed the upturned bathtub due to its rounded design, still managed to achieve notable sales figures. In 1974, it secured the 6th spot in the UK's best-selling cars and climbed to 5th place in 1975. In July 2008, a poll conducted by the Sun newspaper branded the Austin Allegro as the worst British car ever made. Despite this notorious reputation, the Allegro achieved significant sales, with over 640,000 units sold during its production run from 1973 to 1983. What do you think is the worst British car ever made? Round 6. A. 1970 Ford Cortina Mark I. B. 1979 Hillman Avenger. C. 1975 Morris Marina. Or D. 1970 Vauxhall Viva HC. The right one is D. 1970 Vauxhall Viva HC. When the Viva HC was released, It became the fastest-selling Vauxhall ever sold in the UK. The car, however, was not so quick. In Canada, the Viva was rebranded as the Forenza and sold through Pontiac Buick dealerships, a common practice of badge engineering. Unfortunately, the Forenza faced significant quality issues, leading to consumer dissatisfaction and protests, which ultimately resulted in its withdrawal from the Canadian market after just 2 years. Round 7. A. 1979 Hillman Avenger. B. 1975 Ford Escort Mark II. C. 1975 Morris Marina. Or D. 1971 Vauxhall Viva. If you picked C, 1975 Morris Marina, you are right. The Morris Marina, launched in 1971, was developed by British Leyland (BL) to compete with the Ford Cortina, Vauxhall Viva, and Hillman Avenger in the highly competitive British family car market. The Morris Marina, produced from 1971 to 1980, has often been labelled as one of the worst cars ever made. Despite this reputation, it was among the UK's best-selling cars during its production run, with over 800,000 units sold. Round 8. A. 1970 Morris Mini Cooper Mark III. B. 1970 Austin Mini Cooper Mark III. C. 1969 Riley Elf. Or D. 1969 Wolseley Hornet. The correct one is B. 1970 Austin Mini Cooper Mark III. Beyond its iconic role in the Italian Job, the Mini gained renewed cinematic fame in 2002's The Bourne Identity. In this film, Matt Damon's character, Jason Bourne, commandeers a weathered 1989 Mini Mayfair, showcasing the car's agility during a thrilling chase through Paris. Historically, the Mini was celebrated as a classless vehicle, appealing to a diverse range of drivers, from students to pop stars. Its unique design and spirited performance made it a favorite among various social circles. Notably, celebrities like the Beatles and Madonna owned Minis, often customized them to reflect their personal style. The Mini Cooper brand was revived in the 2000s by BMW, who continued to celebrate the original's sporty spirit in the modern Mini range. Round 9. A. 1971 Vauxhall Viva H. C. B. 1973 Austin Allegro. C. 1970 Hillman Avenger. Or D. 1974 Ford Escort Mark I. The correct answer is D. 1974 Ford Escort Mark I. In the 1970s, Ford's Escorts and Cortinas were the most popular police cars in Britain and were a common sight in the mirrors of other Escorts and Cortinas. While the Escort didn't gain significant traction in Australia during this era, it found a loyal following in New Zealand, maintaining strong sales throughout the decade. Round 10. Now the best sold car of the 1970s. A. 1971 Vauxhall Victor FD, B. 1970 Ford Cortina Mark III, C. 1979 Hillman Hunter, or D. 1979 Austin Maxi. The right one is B. 1970 Ford Cortina Mark III. The 2006 television series Life on Mars reignited interest in the Ford Cortina, particularly the Mark III model driven by DCI Gene Hunt. This portrayal enhanced the Cortina's cool factor, even more so than during its original release, when its Coke bottle styling received mixed reactions. Produced across 5 generations from 1962 to 1982, the Cortina became a ubiquitous presence on British roads. The final iteration, introduced in 1979, was officially named the Cortina 80. Now, how well did you remember these classics? Share your score in the comments below. Click here if you think you can ace a more challenging 1960s or 1970s quiz, and don't forget to subscribe for more fun classic car quizzes.